I'd like to make a video about polyamory because I've been watching some stuff on YouTube that's coming up. People making videos about the sister wives. I watched Sister Wives years ago, and I was really fascinated by all these women supposedly getting along, married to this one guy. And the women weren't even very hot. They were mostly overweight. They had a lot of children. Well, now it turns out that one of the women, Christine, I believe, has left Cody, and she is so happy. Oh my God, she is just radiating joy. And they moved from Utah to Flagstaff, and each of the women has their own home, and now it looks like they're all going to be disbanding. Apparently, there was a lot of jealousy, and apparently, Cody was very reactive, controlling, uncaring, walled off. So here's the question I have about polyamory, and I'm asking this because after my divorce, I was involved in a polyamory group. I went to their meetup groups. I went to a polyamory retreat in Desert Hot Springs, which is a clothing optional resort. And I went to snuggle parties, and I'm still friends on Facebook with some of the people I met who are polyamorous. I know one couple who's married and they had a live in girlfriend because she's kind of very bisexual. Um, so I know that it does work for some people and some people like it. However, I have a question about it. I wonder the following. It seems to me that of the from my experience in the poly community and just from hearing people talk, it seems to me, I could be wrong, please leave your comments, that it is usually the man requesting polyamory because he doesn't want commitment or he wants a lot of women to have sex with. And it seems to me that a relationship is already challenging enough. So one man handling one woman is usually a challenge enough for him. I don't see how a man can satisfy a lot of different women, more than one woman. I know when I was going to the polyamory meetup groups, the woman Kamala Devi and her husband Michael McClure, who are very invested in promoting polyamory and putting on events. At that time, they had 11 people in their pod. And they would have dates scheduled and give everybody equal attention and do a lot of processing about their feelings and their emotions. And there was consent, and it was all required integrity, honesty, and communication. A couple years later, the entire pod was disbanded. It turned out that a lot of it was built on a house of cards. It turned out that there was a lot of jealousy when Michael took on his latest lover. It turned out that some of the other couples broke up and formed relationships with other people. The relationships did not survive the test of time. And one of the people who was a primary person in it decided that he was sick and tired of the fucking processing all the time. He just wanted to fuck. Um, I just think relationships are a challenge. I do wonder too um, how fulfilling these relationships are to the people, whether they just cause a lot of pain. From the women I've seen a lot of pain when they were the non primary. So, usually in a polyamory situation, there's a couple, and then they will have other partners. Sometimes a woman can be a lover to a man who's married to a woman, or to the woman who's married to the man, so she's not the primary partner. And that to me seems a lot from what I've seen like being the mistress who is never really fully met or fully seen. She just gets a slice of the guy, and she's settling for, I want to say, scraps. Um, Now, I have seen where couples will occasionally have a threesome. To me, what seems the most standing the test of time, and I'm just wanting to have a discussion here, is when there's a couple who occasionally has a threesome, like every 3 months or once a year, they introduce another man or another woman into their bedroom. I have also gone to swinger events. I think that swingers are very cold and mechanical about their sex. I didn't like that at all. I thought it was too cold, too mechanical. I was like, my husband already fucks me like an object. I don't need these people fucking me like an object. So the polyamory seemed interesting, and all the relationship and communication skills seemed interesting. However, in the end, people still have all of their drama. They bring their relationship drama into all the other people that they're involved with. I do remember that in the pod situation, everyone in the pod had to agree to add another member to the pod. And in the end, it never worked out. Though that particular couple, Kamala and Michael, were in that show, Polyamory, Married and Dating, or something like that. It was on Showtime, and I knew them during the time that it was playing on Showtime. The woman that he was in love with, Rachel, she was not, I don't think, was she in the show? Yeah, she was. But Kamala had a lover of a really long time, Roxanne, and she was not in the show. So I think, the producers chose who they wanted to have in the show. I don't know. It's not for me. I'm going to say it's not for me. I can see personally that would be fun to be in a relationship with a guy and have another guy there and have my guy watch me being fucked while he's there. I personally am not into cheating. I'm not really into women, to be honest. But anyway, I digress. I'm just curious what you guys think about polyamory. If you've tried it, if you know people who've tried it, what are the challenges, what makes it work? And if people in those, if it really is something that can work, or if it's just a fantasy people have, like it would be so great to have a bunch of people I can fuck, so I don't have to be just trapped by one person. But really, how many women can a man really keep happy? Sure, they can acquiesce to it. I don't think those sister wives ever were happy with the arrangement. There was someone always jealous or left out. And that's probably the reality of it, I think that polyamory was set up as a situation where a man can have a lot of women. I have seen a show on TV where there was a woman who had 2 lovers, and the men were okay with that. They both lived with her, like they all lived together, and they had like a son together, and so I could see myself having 2 lovers. They could both live here, and I could have a young lover and an older lover. Maybe I could be polyamorous and have both these men just doting on me and bringing young studs home for me to fuck. I think I might be into it. If I can be the queen bee. But I don't want to share my man with a bunch of women. Fuck that. I'm not down for that. I'm not going to be with a man who's sleeping around with other women, having relationships with other women, or having like a stable of women. No, thank you. Because I don't think that I think that most men have trouble handling even just one woman properly. I don't think that a man can handle more than one woman adequately. That's just my opinion. But do you think a man can handle more than one woman adequately, sexually and emotionally, and keep her so satisfied that he can handle more than one? I want to meet that man where all of the wives say, I'm fully satisfied in this relationship with this man. I'm fully emotionally satisfied. I doubt it. What do you think?